poppin', guys? Jordan Thomas here, coming to you, talking to you about winter running. Here in the US, the winter has been brutal, but if you listen to these tips, I'm gonna give you some information about the benefits, the gear that you need, and the workouts that you'll need to keep you moving through this cold season and towards your goals. But before we get into this, please do me a huge favor, hit that subscribe button and that little bell. Each week, I'll be bringing you different videos about running, business and tech, as well as lifestyle, and I don't want you to miss it. Now, let's get into this. Recognize it's time for you to go out there, do, you know, a 2-3 mile, 20, whatever it is, your flavor of running, and you look at the temperature and realize that it's not 75 degrees and beautiful outside. So you're trying to figure out, why would you leave the comfort of your apartment, your hotel, your home, your dorm room to go out into the cold? Well, I'll tell you why. Your goals are big. The treadmill is small. You need to change the scenery, and you want to be able to answer that question, are we running today, with a yes. With that, I'm gonna tell you about some of the benefits. First and foremost, your core body temperature won't raise that high, which means that you're not gonna be necessarily out of gas when you run, similar to when you run in the heat and the humidity. The next thing is, you're gonna be able to burn calories a little bit faster. So for those of you that have an ideal weight that you're running for, whether it be for a race or just walk around, another added benefit. Listen, you're gonna increase your physical and your mental fortitude. You're gonna be a little bit mentally strong because you'll know that you can not only conquer that colder weather, and when I say cold, I mean below 30 degrees. And when it comes to the physical adaptations that take place, listen, once you've done it a few times, you realize, hey, this isn't so bad. And pro tip, once you've gone about 5 minutes or so, your body will start warming up and it won't be as bad as you think it is. And the last thing, and it's a really kind of silly thing, but you can buy new gear. It's a good excuse to get some cool stuff. And so let's talk about some of the stuff that you need. First and foremost, protect your feet at all times. So that means making sure the lugs on the bottom of your shoes aren't too worn down. You want to make sure that there's not too many obvious holes and things like that. And so also you want to move on to having a nice pair of socks. Now I like socks that wick away moisture. Like the particular brand that I use is Cieli. I think it's Cieli Athletics. I'll spell it, put a description to it. These socks are awesome. And so I like to have good warmth and take the moisture away from my feet. Next thing, moving up to my legs. Now I'm talking about below 30 degrees. I like running tight underneath and then some sort of other pant on top. Moving up my body, I like to do another moisture wicking layer close to my body and then an insulating layer on top. And then if it's 20 and below, I go with a windbreaker over top of that, so that way everything's locked in. Protect your hands. And so I'll go with a glove. You may, depending on the type of temperature you're working with, like to go with a mitten. I like to be able to have a glove with the pads on it so that I can use my phone, stop and take a photo, move my music around. And moving on up, go with a hat. Now, today it's not that cold outside, so that's why I have this particular type of hat on, but some sort of hat, once again, pulling away moisture, locking in heat. However, my unsung hero, the best purchase I've made this year, I spent $10 on a balaclava. Yes, balaclava, not baklava. It's gonna protect your neck, it covers your mouth, so that way you're bringing in warmer air because you're just breathing into it and out of it. And it locks in the heat, warms up your face, covers your head. I just like to emphasize for all my younger folks out there, for those that are still trying to build out their kits and things like that, don't go broke buying gear. The most important thing about running is running. Take what you have, as long as you have a fairly decent pair of shoes, a hat, some sort of glove, and layer up, you're gonna be good to go. Small pro tip though, if you're looking for ways to build up your kits faster, wait for your birthday to come around, ask for racing gear. So now you've got your benefits, you've got your gear, now let's talk about workout. Few things before we start this. Before you even get outside, make sure you map out your route. You want to understand, what are the streets that will be closed off. If you go to, a particular park or a particular route, you want to understand if it's plowed. Do you need to run loops instead of point-to-point runs? Now, I love loops, not only because I'm a track guy, but also because it gives me an opportunity to turn back around or know that I've covered a particular distance really quickly and I'm not too far away from my home. The next thing, you don't want to forget your fundamentals, like doing dynamic stretches, doing your warm-ups, and making sure you drink enough fluids. Because you're taking in so much dry air, this is a prime opportunity to be dehydrated. We don't want that. So now when it comes to the workouts, do what you do, baby. Whatever the race plan says, just be flexible in what's going on as far as the weather. So if you've got a long run, you might have to break it up into 2 parts just because the weather might not be conducive to it. But your easier runs, it's okay. Listen, you might be in a position where you're not able to hit your times exactly. Think time and effort instead of pace and distance. Listen, it's the winter. Unless you're running like my man Paul Robinson, who just recently broke the mile in Antarctica, you can dial back your pace a little bit. It's okay. When it comes to your runs, some of my go-tos, honestly, easy runs, tempo, fartlek. If I want speed, I go hills and I go flying 40s on the track. I'd like to hear from you and tell me about what's the coldest run you've done and what were you wearing when you did it. Please be sure to give me a like, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time. Jordan Thomas, peace.